Welcome to the 1999 World News Digest. 1999 saw the birth of a new currency, the euro. 11 members of the European Union have adopted the new currency, and an EU spokeswoman has heralded it as the single most important event since it was founded in 1957. She went on to say the euro represents the culmination of the European dream of member states that will result in more choice and stable prices for consumers and citizens, greater security and more opportunity for businesses and markets, and improved economic stability and growth. The UK opted out of joining the single currency, and it's a well-known source of tension between PM Tony Blair and Chancellor Gordon Brown. For those of you wondering what to do with all your leftover francs or pesetas from your recent holiday, then don't worry. Until 2002, the euro is used for accounting purposes only. Bill Gates' personal fortune topped $800 billion for the first time, mainly due to the increased value of the Microsoft share price. Microsoft also launched the first version of MSN Messenger that is proving to be extremely popular with young people. The ExxonMobil Corporation merger was completed, forming the largest company in the world. Napster, a revolutionary music downloading service, made its debut. Many music artists were up in arms about the threat that downloading music onto PCs would have for their livelihoods. A group of international scientists have reinforced warnings that genetically modified food could be damaging to health. NATO finally called off its 11-week air war against Kosovo after the beginning of the withdrawal of Serb troops. Secretary-General Javier Solana announced a halt to the 79-day bombing campaign 3 hours after the first Serb convoys were seen leaving the province. The Serb leader Slobodan Milosevic finally agreed to the pull-out last night after first winning a concession from NATO for more time to complete the withdrawal. During the conflict, it had estimated about 1 million Albanians have left Kosovo in the past 15 months. War crime investigators are headed for Kosovo, looking for evidence for ethnic cleansing, massacres and torture. The most powerful earthquake to hit Turkey almost left 1,000 people dead. The earthquake, measuring 6.7 on the Richter scale, struck the industrialised town of Izmit in western Turkey. Many residents of the heavily populated town were asleep in bed and had no chance of escape. Few of Izmit's buildings were built to withstand earthquakes, and whole districts collapsed. Buildings were also destroyed in Turkey's largest city, Istanbul, about 50 miles northwest of Izmit. According to the United Nations, the world's population reached 6 billion in 1999, with the 6 billionth person being born in Sarajevo, Bosnia. At home, lovers of the T-bone steak were celebrating in 1999 as the beef on the bone ban was lifted by the government. T-bone steaks and ribs of beef went on sale just before Christmas, just over 2 years after they were banned at the peak of the BSE outbreak. Beef on the bone was banned because scientific evidence shows it carries the highest risk of being infected with BSE, which can cause brain disease in humans. The ban had cost farmers millions in lost revenue and say it should have been lifted sooner. Boo.com became the latest in a series of internet-related companies to float on the stock market. Boo is a London-based online fashion retailer based in London and was founded by 3 Swedish nationals with over £100 million of venture capital. They launched with much fanfare in the autumn, simultaneously across several European cities. By the end of 1999, internet-related companies made up 10% of the total value of the stock market. Some commentators are warning that their valuations are nonsense, given that most have yet to make a profit. Police and protesters clashed in the heart of London's financial centre during an anti-capitalism demonstration. Timed to coincide with the start of a summit of the world's richest countries in Germany. Demonstrators protested at the burden of debt owed by the world's poorest countries to the group of 8 nations. The lift building, which forms part of the London Stock Exchange, was a focus for much of the violence, having the building attacked and many of its windows smashed. Stock markets on both sides of the Atlantic continued their seemingly never-ending upward rise. The Dow Jones Industrial Average broke through the 11,000 for the first time, closing the year at 11,014.70. The FTSE 100 index of leading UK shares just missed breaking through the 7,000 barrier, closing at its highest ever level of 6,950. November witnessed an interesting piece of trivia. If you have a look at the digits, the 19th of November 1999, they're actually all odd numbers. The next time this happens, well, none of us will be around to witness it. It will be the year 3111. Manchester United won a unique treble, the Champions League, the Premier League and the FA Cup. At the Oscars, the Best Picture award went to the romantic comedy Shakespeare in Love, starring Joseph Fiennes and Gwyneth Paltrow. Westlife claimed the Christmas #1 spot with I Have a Dream. As 1999 came to an end, Britain geared up to join a global party in a spectacular array of revelries to welcome in the new millennium. The scale of the celebrations ranged from large organised events to street parties to an evening at home watching television footage from around the world. Despite some rain, millions packed the banks of London Thames for funfairs, music and street entertainment. The focal point of Britain's celebrations was the Queen's official opening of the controversial £758 million Millennium Dome in Greenwich, South London. The Queen arrived by boat along the River Thames to join 10,000 invited guests, including 6,000 members of the public. The Prime Minister, Tony Blair, attended, along with many other celebrities and VIPs. In a blow to the celebrations, the Millennium Wheel was unveiled, but could not allow any passengers to go on as a capsule failed a safety check. At midnight, a 60-metre-high river of fire created by pyrotechnic candles lit up the Thames. I've been Rachel Downey, and this has been the World News Digest.